It's a beautiful morning, about 11 o'clock. It feels nice. Hey. Oops. Sorry. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. What are you doing? Sit. You gotta not do that. Sit. Sit. You be a good girl. Sit. Come on, sit. I want you to get you rid of the hackle. You ready to be a good girl? You ready to be a good girl now? All right, no more barking. Come on. That was bad. Time to take a picture. Well, that was Taki reacting to a dog that I didn't see. Back to what I was saying. It's a beautiful morning. Running late. I didn't sleep all that late. I think I was up by 7. But I did stop at Walmart and did some little shopping and things I needed. And I'm having a weird thing going on, and I'm just going to talk about it. So about 6 years ago, I started having some heart palpitations. And went through several months of having these weird symptoms, and went through all the diagnostic testing. Everything was fine. They couldn't find anything. Did an echo and did a stress test, all that stuff. And they didn't find anything. And yesterday I went and bought a Fitbit because I've been concerned because the symptoms are back. And I had, 6 years ago, I had taken, I did some research, and I had taken a bunch of supplements. I was also having issues with my thyroid at the time, which I know can cause heart issues, heartbeat issues, which is what's going on. And so I got the Fitbit, and sure enough, because I felt it coming. I knew, I heard it, felt it. I knew what it, kind of thought what it was. It was similar. And so I got the Fitbit, and sure enough, my heart rate is elevated. Just walking around. Come here, Taki. Come on. Just walking around Walmart, it got up to 100 beats per minute very quickly. And resting seems to be okay. When I stop, it comes down fairly quickly. Although this morning, which is the worst morning, and this has been going for about a week and a half, even sitting after I got done Walmart, I got my breakfast, and I just sat in the truck for good 40 minutes, and it was still like 90 beats per minute. When I got out here, it was 86. So the last couple of days, I've noticed that taking Taki for a walk actually seems to calm the heartbeat down. We do a little exercise, get a little strenuous, and yesterday I was running a little bit with her, and it calmed it down. So here I am trying to figure this out. Oops, watch it, Taki. What was that? She just made a dash. Anyway, this way, girl. So I'm concerned about that, and there's several concerns. One of the weird concerns is if I do have to have myself checked, I don't know what to do with Taki. I can make my son take her for a little bit, but he's got his girlfriend there with all her dogs, and they don't get along. Her dogs and my dog will not get along. So I don't know what to do about that, but I'm not jumping there yet. I'm going to try a few things. There's one supplement I'm not taking, and I'm going to take some magnesium, see how that helps. I'm going to increase my potassium, which I haven't. I always have bananas, and lately I haven't. And then some other stuff. I guess the vasovagal whatever techniques. I'm kind of doing everything. It does mention exercise as a way to do it. And what I'm thinking is, oddly enough, at the same time, my grandson got diagnosed 6 years ago with Wolff-Parkinson's White syndrome, which is a electrical current issue in the heart. My brother has been diagnosed with an electrical current issue in his heart. And both my brother and my grandson have ended up on pacemakers because of it. So I don't know if that's my issue. The Wolff-Parkinson White pattern shows up easily. Well, sometimes it hides, but can show up on EKG. It did for my grandson. And I looked at my EKGs at the time when he was getting diagnosed to see if I could see it. it's a bump right before the regular beat. The heart starts to beat before it's filled up with blood is what happens with it. The electrical current causes a premature beat or a partial beat. So it wasn't on my EKG. I didn't, that you can see it on it usually. But as I said, sometimes it's hidden, it doesn't show. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. My brother was saying to me when I was down there working for him, I was like coughing when we were doing strenuous, and he's like, that little coffee water sounds like you might have heart problems. And I might have heart problems, but like I said, I went through the full battery of testing 6 years ago. And I mean, after doing the stress test, the cardiologist that did the stress test says, you got the heart of an athlete, And my new little Fitbit thing is, this is one of those things like Googling things. You sometimes are better off not knowing than looking at things and interpreting them. But my heart rate variability when I'm sleeping is 34. And I read several things. Some said, anything from 20 to 200 is in the normal range. And then others were saying that anything below 40 was low. And that was an indication of some sort of heart issues. But at any rate, I do know I definitely am having elevated heart rates at odd times. Usually in the morning, I think. I'm trying to think back on that. Definitely this morning. And this morning was the worst as far as how I felt. But it's probably been 2 weeks, but it was very mild for the first 2 weeks. It's the last 4 or 5 days where I've been feeling it and being more and more convinced that, it's not just excitement or stress or anything. It's a physical thing going on. So, there we are, we're going to take our walk. I've got my phone with me if I feel, I feel discomfort in my heart, which is, to me, is just the heartbeat being high. I don't feel pain. I feel a little out of breath, but I kind of always feel a little out of breath, which, maybe I've always got heart issues. Anyway, so I'm going to see what I can do about getting that other supplement in me, getting some magnesium and potassium in me, drinking lots of water. I may be dehydrating myself a lot lately. I think that's true. I haven't been drinking as much water. Now that the weather has calmed down and I'm still doing as much activity, and I'm probably still sweating almost as much, probably not as much as it was when it was really hot. But there you are, cheekers, and I have no insurance, so I'm not going to run to the hospital unless I really have to. It's just, and I have little faith that the little country hospital here, and it's nothing against the rural hospital, except that I do know it, and they don't. They do the tests, and I'm not even sure that they're the people that are interpreting them are all that great at interpretation. Certainly, come. It's been apparent. I used to live here for 10 years, and with myself and other people, the diagnostic ability in this area is lacking. The doctors are not diagnosticians, and having actually worked at the hospital and working with the doctors and nurses, that's the system. It's our medical system. We all love the doctors on TV, House, and all that, and that doesn't happen. There's no one that's sitting around to figure out what your strange symptoms are. They hit the symptoms, they find out what the symptoms are, they treat the symptoms in their usual way. Whatever drug usually is common for what they think you got is what they give you and send you on your way. And even that, they don't monitor even that all that well. So they put people on meds and just leave them on them forever. They just completely just treat symptoms. They don't try to see what underlying causes are or what health, lifestyle and health choices you can make that will ameliorate the issue. And that's like I said, that's not just because it's a rural hospital. That's the medical model that we have in this country. It's not made to really find things out. My grandson was lucky that he had well, he had two things. He had some sort of dysautonia going on too, which is what this might be, which is irregulation of your automatic somal automatic I can't even say it, but it's your everything that makes you from your heart beat to your breathing rate to all that stuff that's automatic, and that system can get out of regulation. And I don't even know what the cures for that are. The treatment is for that, other than they kind of watch you, because they haven't really done much for my grandson. But he has kind of come out of it a bit. And there was some connection with him that it was connected to maybe exposure to chemicals or mold. But anyway, so enough medical talk. Look at this beautiful nature. Thank you for letting me talk. I needed to get that out. I thought I'd let you guys know. It's also kind of putting a kink in my travel plans. I've got a truck appointment on the 5th of September to fix the transfer case on my truck. I was somewhat thinking of trading the truck in, but the dealer that I'm working with doesn't really have anything I want. I really want a van. That would be ideal for me. That would still allow me to buy some land later on and live in the van on it. So that's what I'd like to do. It just, that step may not be time for that for me, financially, or where I am in my life, what I'm doing. But at any rate, I want to go back to Reno. It's going to be cold here pretty soon. We're already getting much cooler than it was, which is normal. Northern Maine's right on time as far as when it starts to cool down. And I wanted to get out of here shortly after the 5th of September and head to Reno, which isn't going to be much warmer. It's cooling down out there too. But my grandkids are out there, and that's what I want to do, and deal with there. So that's that situation I'm looking at. Like, okay, just fix up the truck and go. And whether my son is really ready for me to leave or not, I kind of doubt that. He's supposed to have a neurology appointment, but it hasn't been set up yet. I'm hoping it gets set up within the next day or two, and that's in a reasonable time frame, not set off to November or December or something like that. So we will keep you posted on all my drama and what I'm doing in between, trying to enjoy the world and the beauty in it, and my talk. Hey, Taki, this is like real muddy. We're not going to go forward on that stuff. She's just charging. We're not going in that stuff. Well, yeah, we can jump over there. Hold on. Let me go. Oops. Drop the phone in the water. Hold on, Taki. Oops. Hold on. Let me scoot through here. I got to get the leash.